9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Monday, everybody. This is your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me on this Monday. Jam-packed because, of course, we had AEW Wrestle Dream that happened over the weekend. Also, we have a lot to catch up because we have Monday Night Raw. We have NXT Halloween Havoc this weekend. So much wrestling. And if you're a football fan like me yesterday, well, let's just say it was a dumpster fire yesterday. But we are here to serve you on Mondays. And I am not doing this alone. I am very happy to have one of our officials here. He is Mr. NXT, our councilman, Will Pharaoh. You can tell by the title. You can tell by the title I had.
Yes, that's right. I'm finna change my name. I'm finna change my name to Councilman Moné for this episode. Good old Councilman Moné is here, man. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. But glad to be here. Like you said, we got a lot of wrestling to talk about. So let's do this.
But we also have another person on deck. He's been around for the last couple of weeks and happy that he's back on the show. Mr. Kane McCoy here. How are you, sir?
I was about to start, I saw the dance and I got excited. I was like, yo,
I wish I had some dollars, man. I'd have showed you.
I was like, man, yeah. What's the Cash App, G?
Will Pharaoh, Pharaoh.
Okay, you can put that. They gotta spell the name right. Happy to be here. Apologies for the toothpick thingy. I just left the doctor. The doctor who does with teeth. So not Britt Baker, but a actual dentist person. So I just left the dentist. The dentist was not Isaac Yankum DDS, FYI, even though could have been, because the way that Medi-Cal be set up, they just kind of give you anybody to look at your mouth. So if I bleed, then yeah. So
12 Boza. 12 Boza.
Yeah.
12, not 10. 12.
Well, we are going to talk about it because we are talking about this because we might as well kick it off because Mercedes Moné won her 12th belt over the weekend, and she had a busy weekend because she wrestled in Mexico. We thought we were going to have a celebration, but she had a match at Wrestle Dream, and she had a match yesterday for the WPW Women's Championship, happened at Winnipeg yesterday, and now she is a holder of 12 belts. I know with the Owen Hart one, but she has the TBS title, the Interim Ring of Honor Women's title, the CMLL Women's title, the Red Pro Undisputed British Women's Championship, Queen of Southside Championship, Discovery Wrestling Scottish Women's Championship, EWA Women's Championship, PTW Women's Championship in Poland, Beastia Women's Championship in Italy, the Body Slam Women's Championship in Denmark, and obviously the previous two that I mentioned. So
stop. That took a minute to say. That was a minute and a half of just.
It was stop. It was stop. But I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this achievement because it is a historic. Whether you like it or not, it is historic.
So I just want to ask this one thing, Boza. Boza put in this stinks. She found a boss who was a mark and was willing to give her anything she wants. Cool. So you saying the same about Ultimo Dragon, right? So all those people that gave him that, they marks right too, right? Austin Aries, so Impact their marks as well, right? All of them are bitch ass niggas too, right? Just remember, if you gonna shit on her and her belts, you make sure you shit on Austin Aries' run. You make sure you shit on Kenny Omega's belt collector run. You make sure you shit on Ultimo Dragon too. Give all three of them the same hate you giving the CEO right now.
Can I also throw in Kazuchika Okada because he has 3 belts, and I will also throw in FTR because they had multiple belts as well.
Throw in the Hardys. If we're going to talk shit about the only woman that's doing it, make sure you talk about everybody across the board to say, oh, all of their reign stink. If you're not gonna do that, then don't say that. Don't talk about it. She is making all of these belts relevant. You are now seeing promotions you never even heard of, but guess what? You go check it out because she was there. Any of these places she feels, CMLL, I wouldn't have known about CMLL had it not been for AEW, had it not been for Stephanie McCurry and the rest of them. But now more people are introduced to this. So I just really want to know, what is the problem that y'all have with 12 belts Moné? What is the real issue that you have with this woman collecting belts?
Well, I think the difference is with Ultimo Dragon, he won the J Crown. So when Dragon won the J Crown, it was more of the unification of bringing all the belts together, right? And that was kind of what it is and how it was presented on WCW when he was doing the money spread. I think the issue with Mercedes is that the belt collector gimmick doesn't hit as hard because she didn't win the big one. Had she never challenged for the women's championship, this still could have probably cooked. But because we saw her lose to Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship back at All In, there's a LOL, okay, I lost. I'm just now going to continue winning other companies' titles in which no one has ever heard of, nor do we know if we will ever get a rematch for these titles. How is she going to go back and defend these titles? And if she drops, is she just going to do a tour, dropping every other title? So I think people are kind of rolling their eyes at the fact that she's just accumulating championships when the one championship that trumps all of them is the AEW Women's World Champion. To have her win an interim title, the interim ROH Women's Championship, which is currently held by Red Velvet, who's out for injury.
Yep.
We know that now Mercedes Moné. So you think Red Velvet is now going to go over Mercedes Moné? Asterisk, it depends on the succession in which Moné loses the titles. If this is all for her to drop every title and have a moment of, okay, I was at the top and now I'm falling, sure, it works. But again, it doesn't really hit the same, in my opinion, because she didn't win the world championship over Toni Storm. Thus, this just makes her collecting belts from others. It just makes her look like a bully. And then a bully got punched in the mouth. So she just resumes back to winning other companies' championships that really don't make a blip on anybody's radar.
I don't get why y'all acting like y'all don't know how fucking storytelling works. Like, I don't know why y'all didn't wrote this in history. Like, that's what's going to happen. Oh, she just going to drop all the belts and that's it. First of all, she does defend them. First of all, it ain't the first one she lost. So she lost the strong championship and hasn't regained that one back. And then secondly, why would she need the AEW Women's Championship? That be that same bullshit excuse y'all give about LeBron James. Oh, well, he ain't got 6 rings, so he can't be considered the GOAT. So get the fuck out of here with that shit. That nigga.
But LeBron James has won world championships. That's the point.
Okay,
LeBron has won.
I would still always put an asterisk to where you won't give him the number 1 spot. Oh, he's won that, but he ain't won 6. Oh, she didn't won 12 titles, but it ain't the AEW World Championship. You know what championship Toni Storm ain't win? The WWE Women's Championship. Guess who won that one, though? Mercedes Moné. Guess who has won the Women's World title? Mercedes Moné. Guess who has won the NXT title? Mercedes Moné. Guess who has won the IWGP Women's title? Mercedes Moné. So just because she hasn't gotten the world title at this company yet, why is an asterisk always have to be put by greatness? Same thing they do with Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he great, but he don't be knocking people out the way he should be doing. It's never just a, hey, yo, you're doing your thing, get it. It's not like she can't drop these belts, and it's not like she's not defending these belts. This girl did 3 matches across the world in 3 days.
She didn't defend, though. She just what she went over in those matches.
A girl wrestled 3 days across the world. She defended,
which we acknowledge.
Where was Wrestle Dream at, Courtney?
St. Louis.
And then went to Wimbledon across the ocean
Not
fights.
Wimbledon, Winnipeg.
Canada.
Canada.
It's
Still, it's the continent,
way,
it's the way.
international.
This is not
Either
geography,
way.
it's just wrestling. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you know, geography is not my strong suit.
That's not what we're talking
We
about.
talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. See, that's the alarm going off. That's the bullshit alarm that be going off when the bullshit is out here.
That's the wrong answer for continents alarm. Yes, sir.
Yes, that's what that is. When my geography is
Europe
off.
and
It's
North
like
America.
that deep, so I don't talk about geography no more. But either way, this girl traveled to go defend, traveled to go win in 3 days. At what point do you stop talking shit about her because of how it's not going the way y'all want it to go? Not saying from you, Kane, but just from everybody else of like, yo, you don't know how these stories are going.
It's from the people.
You don't know who she's going to drop it to. But I guarantee you're now looking at it.
I think people are looking at it and eye rolling because it's the fact that, at least for my opinion, we don't think of Mercedes Moné when she wants to conquer championships, winning the quote, let me get this right, Winnipeg Pro Wrestling Championship. It's about quality, not quantity. And for a random match against TNA's Jody Threat, did anyone know WPW existed before this? Which you might say that's the point.
Where are these rules y'all just coming up with this about?
It's not about rules. It's about the booking and the presentation of it.
The booking of what though? All of these people go wrestle at independent circuits.
This is gluttony at its finest. This is gluttony. You just
was it gluttony? Was it gluttony when Kenny Omega did it?
Because Omega was winning what? World championships at
that's gluttony. That's
different. That's
not. That's worse because now
that's top dog shit.
Holding.
That's top dog.
Yes, and you're holding everything. You're not fully defending them all the time. You're not there to build up the next person. This is way harder to do, to bring in independent wrestling shows that people do not know and now are having their eyes put on. It's very easier for you to be at the top of the mountain when everybody else is working around you. But for you to be able to have a belt of some place that people don't know, for me to now go check out and realize, oh, wow, this promotion actually got some dope stuff going on. And I can't wait, either if you're a fan of her defending it or you can't wait to see her lose it.
And Will, that's my point,
checking these out. But isn't that the same thing that WWE
she couldn't do that as AEW Women's World Champion, though?
But why does that have
that's
to
the thing, though. This gimmick is her being a Thanos belt collector, Money Moné, going all across the globe and winning world championships. Okay, but the one world championship you can't win is in your home company.
First of all,
take care of home first.
Where is the can? Where is the can? That's that again. We're writing bullshit.
We just saw her lose to Tony Storm at All In. That's the can.
But guess who won? Guess who won, right? Chris Statlander. Want to know why Chris Statlander?
But that's not Mercedes Moné.
Hold on.
If anything, that makes it worse because now it looks like Statlander's going to get fed to Moné.
Chris Statlander would have never been a champion had she not crossed paths with Mercedes Moné. Nobody was checking for Chris Statlander until she had that match with her. And her stock rose the fuck up. And she kept right, and she did not bat an eye after that. After she got that look to show, like, yo, she put Mercedes to work, Chris Statlander stayed going. She did not drop the ball. That's why she deserves to be champion now. But you would not.
Statlander.
Statlander's
had a run of being healthy as well. Statlander caught the injury bug her first 2 or 3 years at AEW, and this has been her healthiest run since she's been beefing with Willow and all of that with Stokely and whatnot.
I'm going to jump in on this regarding Chris Statlander because I kind of said this on Saturday, and this is no disrespect to Mercedes or any of the belt collectors and people who got in there. I don't like it when people shit on the rest of the AEW women's division and think they're amateurs because she got there. People tend to forget Chris Statlander was a TBS champion because she won it when Jade was there, and people tend to forget she had a freaking injury. And also, I'm not taking nothing credit away because I'm happy Chris Statlander is getting TV. You didn't provide her with no development. You didn't provide her with no character at all when she was TBS champion and had her drop it to Julia Hart. And that's why I am happy Chris Statlander is doing that. But at the same time, I just hope she's not a transitional champion the way she was TBS champion.
Yes, champion.
Because no. I don't care. Because if you're going to do the same thing, she was TBS champion, and this is no disrespect. This is no disrespect to Mercedes. She should have at least held that belt a long time. And also with the fact, too, I want this story to keep going. Because people tend to forget with Mercedes, she is going to hit it. She's going to be hinged for a minute because Chris Statlander did the one thing that she couldn't even do at all in Texas. And that is really going to be very, very, because I'm going to tell you something, because everybody was on it when, oh, Mercedes is going to be Tony. And look what happened on All in Texas. Now, I'm not saying she could be Chris Statlander. It is going to be a good match because this is the third time they're going to meet. And if she really wants to put over, it's not going to be a match. Chris Statlander has to beat her.
No, she will. She will. That's why I said I don't agree with the short-term champion. She not. She gonna have her run. She gonna have, after seeing what she did with Toni Storm, I'm like, nah, Chris Statlander got it. This is her time. Which is again another reason why would Mercedes need that belt? She don't. Where she's at is where she needs to be.
If she doesn't need it, then why even put her in the program to challenge for it and have this discussion around winning all these titles and not the big AEW Women's World Championship?
It feels in seat.
Why book it?
But also, too, you did the same thing with Toni, and then look what happened. She put Toni over. So that whole thing of I'm
Mercedes.
undefeated, huh?
Yeah, but that's right. You did. I said who put Toni over? Mercedes done all in.
Yes, she put Toni over. Why? Because we know Toni is the better champion right now for AEW. Just like when Chris won it. She is the better women's champion for AEW right now. That's why this whole thing of she's undefeated, she's fucking with creative. It's like, how? When the one belt y'all keep saying she need to have to make all this valid, she's not, let me not say allowing other people. It's being written for others to be able to rock it.
But I think on top of that, OG, I will. It's the presentation that that confrontation they had at Wrestle Dream on Saturday, in which Moné told Statlander to get out of her ring, and Statlander just walked away. Ugh.
But again,
you can't have your TBS champion telling your world champion that, and the world champion just
you got to think about storytelling. That's still a heel in Chris Statlander's side. Once it's over that hurdle and she beats Mercedes, that kills anything that of what Courtney just brought up. That kills the paper transition championship talk. That clears the is she ready talk. Like, it will show you like, yo, no, not only am I belonging at the top of the women's division, I'm going to be the front person for the locker room. I'm the one that's going to be able to represent the new era of the AEW Women's Championship. And the last hurdle I need to get over is the one I haven't got over yet. And that is by beating the crap out of Mercedes Moné and continuing to hold my title. And you always you need a bad guy. Floyd Mayweather was the exact same way. This man, I've met Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is one of the nicest people I have ever met. And that man told me he got this from wrestling. If you want to sell tickets, since they want me to be the asshole, I will play the asshole. That's where the money team comes from. That's where the shit talking comes from. Why? Because that sells tickets.
Wouldn't it be the opposite? Wouldn't it be then? That's why Mercedes would be champion, because it's always better to have the babyface chase the championship.
No,
and
it's not
evil, wicked Thanos be taken down.
No,
I mean, we just saw with Hangman and Moxley.
Yes, but that works for them. That's not always the case with every story. And if you want to keep it with that as the same story, then AEW starts to get stale. This is now an interesting story. 12 belts is coming after a champion who the champion has not beaten yet.
And two are only AEW ROH out of all of them. The others we never see defended on Tony Khan's television. Everything else is everywhere else, or you get the results.
Well, first of all, that costs money, so that's on them. If you gonna pay the dollars to have it defended on there, that's you. But I don't see Evolve Championship defended on Monday Night Raw, nor do I see the NXT North American Championship defended on Raw nor SmackDown. So where they're at are where they need to be at. You don't see Hog of Glory.
Well, if they do get defended,
well, she need to defend it on TNA. That's that. Now we just getting into the politics and business format. Tony don't own. None of
they want to put the titles on TV then. Like Hog Wrestling is not on TNA television. Those other championships make AEW television.
Which is, again, that's free advertisement. Is it not? I'm literally, these are literally a walking billboard for these other promotions.
Well, that just goes against your argument. You saying that Hog is not on TNA or anything like that.
No, what I'm saying is I'm saying that shit costs money. Like, it is money. It's contracts you got to go through to say, hey, I want my stuff held here. You know,
so these bookers, so these indie bookers are paying Tony Khan money to have Mercedes Moné.
No. You misconstruing what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is they ain't paying money to have the matches for this belt defended. Look how much have we? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they're not defending Hog on TNA. They're not defending anything.
Courtney, has the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship ever been defended on AEW?
Yes, it was actually defended last year at Forbidden Door with Jon Moxley against Naito.
And it had to be an AEW star to do it.
Oh,
well, they have a relationship.
Oh,
right. My bad. Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think when Moxley was champion, he did defend it on Dynamite. I just forgot who it was. He did defend it on a Dynamite.
And they have a relationship, and they have a relationship and partnership with them. These other brands do not have a partnership with them. This is a collective effort with Mercedes Moné because AEW allows you to wrestle outside of the company. Now, again, if AEW decides, hey, we're gonna do AEW ID, that might be a new look for them.
I mean, they have AEW ID technically, but just them wressling on the indies. They just not tied in.
What I'm saying, but like bringing all of them programs together though. But again, the sky's the limit for that. Like, again, AEW is just what? Again, correct me if I'm wrong, Courtney. 6 years old now.
Yep, 6.
The sky is the limit to make all of this come together. I think at the end of the day, just so we're not completely staying on this, is just let this story cook up. Like the fact we talk about AEW and the fact that we're talking about what's going on. That's the beauty in all of this. The fact that we're talking about all of these independent places that we've never heard from. That's the beauty of all of this happening right now.
How do you see as bullshit calling? No, I'm kidding. How do you see this wrapping up though? Like, because is she just going to collect upteenth million titles? At what point does she like what happens?
That's again. That's like you asking me, when does Cody drop the belt? When does CM Punk retire? When does Drew McIntyre finally go on? I don't fucking know. I don't write this shit. What I can do is enjoy the ride and know that I'm a part of a history where I got to see a woman gain 12 fucking belts and be the best in the damn world. So no matter where she decides to stop this reign at, no matter when she decides to drop it or how she drops it, the acknowledgement needs to be this is a historic run that was given to a woman, a black woman at that, that's going to be cemented in wrestling history. And I hate that we have such a big group of people trying to tarnish that legacy. Not talking about you, Kane, that are trying to.
Oh no, I know what you mean.
Just because they don't like how she acts, they don't like how she's defending, how she's doing this. Yet nobody did that when Kenny Omega was here. Nobody did that when Austin Aries was running around here. Nobody did that when Ultimo Dragon was riding around here.
Well, does anybody remember Austin Aries like Bill Collector run?
I remember Austin Aries run. I remember that. I remember we had the Defy Championship, the IPW Championship, the Impact Championship. the one that had the little lightning bolt on it that almost looked like the World Heavyweight Championship. I remember Austin Aries' run because I was excited when he came to WWE, and then he had all that bullshit. So I remember I remember the belt collector run. But again, no one.
But you know what? But I mean, people did complain about Kenny, dog. Let's not get it twisted. When he won, he was a AAA Mega Champion, Impact Champion, AEW Champion. Like people had some things to say about that. But I think in the context and the nuance of it all, because when Omega was doing the belt collector thing, man, I think the context of it all is the fact that because we've seen it before, that there's trends and novelties with gimmicks, right? It's usually borrowed from something to do something new. I think the big holdup a lot of people have about Mercedes, me included, is the fact that she didn't win the AEW Women's World Championship. Let me finish. When you win all these happenstance things from these companies we've never heard of, it's quantity over quality, which is like, okay, if you had that Women's World Championship and at least won it and dropped it, it's like, okay, it's part of it. But you're holding your main company's secondary title. You're holding the secondary's company's secondary title. And then it just looks like you're beating people up in the sandbox. You aren't challenging anybody worthy of your status. You're beating tomato cans. We've had a lot of boxing analogies. So Mayweather, she's beating up tomato cans and taking their championships. And it's like, what are we doing here? The one person at your level, we lost to. And this is speaking like just the gimmick, the storyline wise, we saw you face somebody who's on your level and you lost to them for the Women's World Championship. And now everyone else, you're just bullying smaller companies and collecting these titles from these companies that they don't mean anything. It doesn't hit. That's why you saying I got 12 titles, but it's like, what are the titles? Who are the people? Where's the prestige? I'm just winning stuff to win stuff. Stolen valor.
So what you're saying is the companies that she got don't mean shit. The hard work all the people put in to promote don't mean
they
shit.
They are not at the level of somebody of Mercedes Moné and saying, I'm a world-class champion, but you're battling somebody in Winnipeg Pro Wrestling, which don't cap. We didn't know it existed until we saw the announcement on Saturday. I was like, Winnipeg Pro? Damn. Okay, word. I guess that's and then everyone saw it and it's like she's gonna win it. So everyone's just like, oh, she's gonna win another championship.
Let me get this straight then. So you saying because of the caliber you at, you shouldn't go to other places and win things. So like if Courtney was in Hog Wrestling and she's the champ, Mercedes Moné came, Courtney should be like, I shouldn't be wrestling her. She's too good. Why would she come down here and wrestle me?
There's ways you can you make it something general that should be more in context, because Mercedes Moné is a world champion. Would Michael Jordan enter his YMCA adult league and win 6 titles straight? Yes, Michael Jordan just won YMCA adult league titles. No, the hell he would not.
Scottie Pippen has definitely done it, and you can look that up.
Not no Pro-Rams or Rucker Park.
So you
and me at Planet Fitness, and Michael Jordan shows up and beats us for the men's under 40 or under 60, whatever the hell championship, in the rec league championship, and Jordan holds that up like, I got my 7th ring now.
No one said he would do that as his 7th ring.
I'm saying that's what you're saying. That's what I'm saying about Mercedes. That's like the point.
A person that was in the NBA playing in the D League, you shouldn't be there.
And winning rings and adding on to the rings.
Yes, you're a champion. You're a champion.
So you go to count your 6 NBA rings plus the rec league plus like the summer church league. You know, you're going to count that. That's what Mercedes is doing. We're talking about major company world championships.
So you put it just like that. So does that mean Ric Flair should not count all of his 16 titles?
Those are NWA. What are you talking about?
NWA. Hey, listen, NWA is down here. That's beyond his stature because he's in WWE.
No. NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions. NWA was the biggest company in the world. What are you talking about?
And where is it now?
We're talking
So
about
are we
current, not
still-
now. What do
but
you
again,
wait? No,
again,
you're changing the
no, 'cause
argument.
no.
You're changing the argument.
You wanted to say
No,
where
you're
she
changing the
went
argument. NWA was the biggest company in the world. What are you talking? WWF
And
was in
where is
NWA.
it
What are you
now?
talking about?
And
This is
where
two
is it
different arguments.
No, it's not. If
Where's
you're talking about-
Winnipeg Pro? Winnipeg Pro's never been NWA, dog. Winnipeg Pro has never been NWA. It would
but
never
it could
be
Hey,
NWA.
but it could be, couldn't it? But
It would
could
never.
be.
It's not
Hold on,
right
hold on,
now,
and
though.
that's where
It's
it is.
not right
there.
now.
That's where
Ric
it is.
Flair's
right
not
there.
winning the
You
NWA
say
championship
it
right
never
now.
could be. That's
Ric
where
Flair
we
is
are
not
right now.
winning the
Y'all are
NWA World
knocking down
Championship right
people's
now.
independent promotions, and you have no idea how big they can get. That's where the bullshit is coming in, because
We're talking about now. She's
okay,
not
we're talking about
winning
now, and right now
NWA. It
y'all
will be
are
bigger. Matter of fact,
y'all
it
are
will be
dis-
bigger if she won the NWA Women's World Championship right now. It will be
That's cool.
bigger than Winnipeg
Right,
fucking Pro.
Right. So why can't the rest of these? So why can't the rest of these promotions?
NWA's been around for 77
Yeah, yeah.
years. What are you saying?
What's the one she just won in Winnipeg? Why couldn't PFW get bigger and be one of the biggest promotions?
And they're
That's
still in the
issue.
WCW logo, WPW. It's the old WCW logo they still in.
Okay, and that's fine. And we know that happened. We just seen a lot of people would do stuff.
That used to be NWA.
Now we're shitting on the independent circuit. That's what it's.
No one is shitting on the
That's what
independents.
you just did.
That's not what it
By
is.
saying,
No.
Never going to be as big. That was that. Hey, you said.
Does
that
WPW have the financial backing, television contracts, any type of thing to contend with nobody? No, it's a regional promotion, and it's fine for them to be regional, dog. But she's not winning world championships. If she was AEW Women's World Champion, ROH Women's World Champion, IWGP World Champion, I guess the biggest promotion in England is Rev Pro or Progress. Then now we cooking, bro, because you win the world championships on different countries, different continents. But just because you go to
she's doing that
Canada
now.
and win the WPW titles,
that's the bullshit of trying to nitpick a story. That's the shit I cannot stand, where y'all go, oh, it's this belt, but it's not this belt. One, it's a belt you will never get. I will never get, because I don't do what she does in the ring.
The way my chromosomes are set up, the way my chromosomes and your chromosomes are set up, we can't. Yeah,
but to be sitting here where it's like you're going to nitpick a belt of, oh, it's this, it's that, and it's like that's where the BS comes in. Like, yo, y'all can't sit here and nitpick. Oh, she won this one in London, but it ain't the main one in London. One, she ain't won it yet. Two, if she decide to want to go do it, who knows what's gonna happen? It's like, yo, let the story cook, and we can move on to the next topic. Let Moné cook.
I'm gonna put in my 2 cents in this because I didn't even want to talk.
I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't let you talk at all. I apologize.
It's fine, because I knew this was gonna happen. Nope, I'm not rethinking my career, because sometimes the strategic mind in me, I have to think before I speak on anything. Whether you like her or not, Mercedes has won the belt. She has done promotions, and I'm not going to sit up here. I mean, yeah, I have taken jabs on it. I'm not going to lie about it, but I'm not going to take away wrestling wise on what she's done. And also, I'm just going to enjoy this story because she is actually showing some heel tactics. Because if you recall from Wrestle Dream, which we will talk about later, it was the same referee that officiated her match with Rio for the TBS title, if you notice. So there'll be a lot more to come, but congratulations again to Mercedes Moné. She is 12 belts, and I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about this on my watch along for AEW Dynamite later in the week. But
all right, that's the end of the show. See you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
But we got Dynamite is on Wednesday. We have Monday Night Raw happening tonight, coming to you from the Bay Area, because we had a lot of people at the 49ers game last night, and they are still continuing their tour in California. We have a big Intercontinental title between Rusev and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. We also have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Maxine Dupree taking on Becky Lynch one-on-one. We're also going to have the WWE Tag Team titles on the line. The Judgment Day's JD McDonough and Finn Balor taking on AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And we're also going to have the Vision come out after what happened last week. All this and more happening tonight at the top of the hour at 8 p.m. on Monday Night Raw. And just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on what matches you want to see on Monday Night Raw.
Is the IC title not on the line anymore?
With Rusev?
Yeah,
right?
I said women's.
No. With,
Rusev and women's.
No, with Becky and Maxine.
Yeah, it should be the women's Intercontinental title.
Oh, because I didn't see
they're both on the line tonight, right? That's what I thought.
I thought
Yes.
so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see, like, I'm seeing the Raw preview, but I didn't see, like, the image behind there. Normally, like, they got the image when it's a championship match.
Oh, the belt. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, it is. No, I was just making sure. Like, I'm used to seeing
Yeah,
the screen, like, with the title behind.
Yeah, but both IC titles will be on the line tonight. How about that?
Yeah, it's a title Monday. Wonder where they got that from. Wonder where WWE got that from.
But
there's no alliteration. It's no alliteration. It's only title Tuesday. That's alliteration.
Sound real familiar to some programs I know. Be doing title Tuesdays. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking real familiar right now.
Title match.
But
Monday.
anything you guys are interested on Raw happening tonight?
Maxine Dupree, for me.
Maxine Dupree.
Yeah.
Do it. Pull it.
Yeah.
Paul, I dare you. I dare you, Paul. I triple dog D-Generation X dare you. Do it. Make this mean something, because we have seen, and have Jessica Carr. If Jessica Carr is not going to referee this match, then 2 weeks ago when Becky and Jessica was beefing and Becky was on top of the announce table, Jessica Carr did the quick 7, 9, 8, 10 count to have Maxine Dupree win by DQ, then it means nothing. I need to see Jessica Carr referee that match and count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and whatever language you want to say. I want to see Maxine Dupree leave Monday Night Raw as your new women's Intercontinental champion. Thank you.
Yep. Let that AJ music play. Get Becky distracted. I don't care. Let her walk out with that title. The other one, I'm very excited about. You know, I'm not finna say you hating, Courtney. Not finna say it. I'm gonna just say that it wasn't up there when you found it. Okay. But my client is taking on Stephanie McCurdy. My client is going up.
Sorry.
My client, Roxanne Perez, the prodigy, is taking on Stephanie McCurdy La Primera tonight. And if y'all don't think this might be match of the night, outside, like Maxine and Becky gonna do it. This right here, wrestling wise, match of the night. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Wow. I'm really happy to see the ladies in action, because I didn't even see that for Steph and Roxanne, because I was like, ooh. But those are the main matches.
I think they just put that.
Yeah, because I was like, I know I saw all the matches and Adam Pearce made an announcement, but I'm very excited. I would like to see Maxine get the women's Intercontinental title. I'm sorry, I love Finn with all my heart, but we need new tag team champions, please. We need new tag team champions.
That's something I wanted to ask you though. Do you want them to win that one? You're big on the tag division, so it's like, what does
AJ Styles and Dragon Lee? You get this slapdash tag team thrown together to be an established. What are they? 3 or 4 time tag? Well, 3, but Finn's 4 in Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. So
the tag team division though, and you somebody that very much advocates for it. What does that do if they do beat the Judgment Day?
It raised a lot of tension within the Judgment Day, because if you saw the last couple of weeks with Dawn, apparently Finn wasn't happy that they were doing his dirty work for Rusev. And that also was a lot of brewing within there. Now, if they did drop the belts to AJ and Dragon Lee, I think that would kind of escalate a little bit further. And also the aftermath of Rusev and Dirty Dom, because that's going to be a hard-hitting match. It's just, where is this going to go? Like, where is it? Because Rusev will put a hard-hitting match to Dom. And I'm pretty sure Dom is probably going to need help from the Judgment Day, but I think he's going to get some unexpected help from El Grande.
And you know he is now the dirtiest player in the game. So we might see him on his own and find a way, because look, he did it with Penta. No help.
He gonna lie, cheat, and steal.
Yeah,
Dom, just like his damn dad. Just like his damn daddy, Dom is. Just like his damn daddy.
Just like his daddy. Latino heat all the way.
that is Monday Night Raw, and yeah, Ced will be doing a post show. He didn't say tonight, he said tomorrow. I did see your comment earlier, but I will throw it at you later before we get out of here. Because
Ced in the
just
chat said,
because,
"What up, there?"
I said,
yeah, because just because your client won 12 belts doesn't mean you ain't getting me out of my watch alongs for Dynamite, sir. Because I've seen much more worse in wrestling. I can stomach through a lot of stuff. But anyway, that's Monday Night Raw, and just some unexpected news that happened. So Bobby Horn, better known to fans as Mo from the tag team Men on a Mission, unfortunately passed away over the weekend. And this was actually announced on Sunday by Book Pro Wrestlers on Facebook. He was 58 years old, and his passing, as they mentioned, they followed a lot of health complications. And it was reported in early October that he was in the ICU where he was struggling with a severe blood infection and pneumonia. And he also faced a lot of serious health issues. But just to give you guys a little bit clear, he started his wrestling career in 91, where he teamed up with Nelson Frazier, as people know as Mabel or Viscera. And by 1993, the pair was signed with WWE and were repackaged as the team Men on a Mission. And also they did achieve success where they were former tag team champions. And then, of course, in 95, they became heels. And pretty much after that, after WWE, he wrestled throughout the independent wrestling circuit, but there has been tributes coming in by Leilani Kai. She's sharing her condolences along with the other people, and do want to send condolences to his loved ones.
Oh man, talk about a huge piece of my childhood. I loved Men on a Mission. One of the first black wrestlers I remember seeing on WWF. I mean, I remember Ron Simmons and Butch Reed on WCW was Doom, Teddy Long, and WWF had Coco Beware. I think at the time after he was like the Birdman, but he was with Owen Hart as High Energy. That's a throwback for you guys. Remember High Energy? But I remember Man on a Mission being oh man, it's the first time I've ever seen 3 black wrestlers on WWF TV before, and they were rapping to the joint. Man on a Mission, beat people up. And it was Mom, Mo, Oscar, and Mo, Men on a Mission. So yeah, man, I always hated their tag reign was weirdly short and not acknowledged. It was only a day or two, and they won it on a house show. It's I remember being mad about this as a youth, as a young teen, as a young man. I was I can't believe they won the title, and then they lost it back to what was my guys? It was PCO in Canada, the Quebecers. They were beefing with the Quebecers, and it would just never happen again. And then Mabel he won King of the Ring, became King Mabel. Nothing really happened with that, and he became Sir Mo as his jester. Oscar just kind of went away. Yeah, I just didn't like the way that Men on a Mission were booked, but that kind of goes to how black wrestlers were booked during that time anyway. But definitely should have been more. Should have been more, because Men on a Mission were over, bro. They were over, man. And I just felt like they never got their proper due in WWE. So, but regardless, there's pictures of Mo and Mabel holding up them championships. So, yeah, man. Thanks for the memories, Mo.
Well, you have any thoughts, or you remember Men on Mission?
Yeah, I do. I also just remember Mo wrestling a good little while. I think he didn't stop till maybe a couple years ago. As far as doing wrestling, man, hey man, they both up there now, doing some heavenly tag team matches right now. So hopefully they facing the mega powers and disrespecting the shit out of Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry.
Could you imagine Hogan? I don't know, brother. I can't go over. What?
They go over on him, brother. What?
I don't know. What? In front of St. Peter? You're not gonna go over? Come on, bro.
I can't let him win at the Heavenly Slamboree. I can't do it. Can't do it, brother.
Yeah, you can't do a rub for the new guy. You can't get the new guy to rub Hogan.
Can't do it. Can't do it. You can let him do a spot. Can't let him get them. Can't let him do it.
Can't.
Macho Man
get the lights though.
Macho Man.
Yeah. Must leave the pin. Yeah, of course.
You gonna have to lay that one down.
Well, we do want to send wishes to Mo and his family and his loved ones in this time of need. And also, just another news that happened over the weekend. Ted Gordon, the founder of Eastern Championship Wrestling, ECW, he's currently in the hospital, according to a statement released by his family. The announcement was made on Saturday via his Instagram, noting that he has been hospitalized for some time. And the full statement from his family, which has been since deleted, it's been quoted from the family of Todd Gordon. We wanted to share that Todd Gordon is currently in the hospital and has been for some time. If you reached out and haven't heard back, please know he's not ignoring anyone. He's just focusing on his health right now while he is unable to receive visitors. We appreciate all your love, support, and prayers during this time. Please keep him in your thoughts. Thank you. And also, the reason for his hospitalization and the specific of his medical condition has not been publicly disclosed. But as I mentioned, the family's announcement did clarify he's unable to receive visitors at his time, and do wish him a speedy recovery.
We know everyone here who watches Women's Wrestling Talk, who participates in Women's Wrestling Talks, we are all wrestling historians. And I know Paul Heyman gets his proper due as the founder of ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, but I'm telling you, it would not exist. This would be null and void without Todd Gordon, who just discovered Eastern Championship Wrestling, who is actually the person who gave the thumbs up and the okay and kind of like finagled the NWA. Remember, Eastern Championship Wrestling was an NWA territory. One of the territories that Ric Flair didn't win another championship at, apparently. But I go back and watch the clips for that. But it was Todd Gordon's idea to have Shane Douglas, when he went over to Code Scorpio, to do the infamous post-match promo telling the NWA to kiss his ass. And he's not an NWA champion, but he's the new Extreme Championship Wrestling champion. So Todd Gordon, very, very important to the history of ECW, and can never be forgotten that we wouldn't have what we have without Todd Gordon, who's in the Hardcore Hall of Fame at the 2300 Arena and all that. So his fingerprints are definitely all over ECW. So we wish you well and speedy recovery.
And just know, if Mercedes won your belt there, he'd say it wasn't enough. If she'd have won the ECW Women's Championship, then it may have been so.
Not no company who's just doing a show at the 2300 Arena. It needs to be the ECW Women's World Championship where it's count as 13.
World for it to matter.
What for it to matter? Thank you. I'm happy you understanding me, Councilman. Finally, thank you.
Well,
right.
Well, since we were talking about women's and we were talking about archives, we do want to share the latest project that our boss lady, TK Trinidad, is running. It is the Women's Archive, where we want to make sure we keep everything historic about women's wrestling on the past, the present, and the future, and all the support that we need. And feel free to check out this latest initiative from WWT.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
The support helps in keeping women's archive history alive and well. And speaking of women, Blake Monroe and John Cena. Well, actually, John Cena made an appearance at the Performance Center, and he got to meet Blake Monroe. And apparently the photo is going viral because this actually happened recently. And also, of course, a couple weeks right before his appearance on the November 10th edition of WWE Raw. John actually spent a few days at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. He spent a lot of time with Blake Monroe, and obviously the photo went viral. And also, if many fans, if you've been following Blake Monroe's history, she has been a huge John Cena fan and happy that she got to post a photo with one of her favorite wrestlers. And just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on Blake Monroe finally meeting one of her heroes, John Cena.
Dope.
I just see Blake. What is well? I just see Blake Monroe. No, okay, that joke's tired. Cool. I mean, shouts to Blake Monroe, who was Stanford bound from the moment she signed her AEW contract. It was like, how long is this? Okay, cool. 2 years. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to go to the Stanford territory. And I'm just happy to see someone living their dreams. You can find Mariah May / Blake Monroe. You can find all her tweets chilling outside of WrestleMania and Triple H saying, you know, I'll be here one day. I'll do it. So she was able to work very hard to be at her dream place. So, you know, as people, we all got media careers and work in media. Sometimes you just have that pinch me moment where it's like I get to meet the person I watched on TV or like talked about, always thought about meeting. So good for Blake Monroe for continuing to like live those dreams and like meet one of her idols. That's dope. I hope everyone will have the chance to meet John Cena.
Yes.
I mean, it's cool. It would have made more sense and mattered if it was at NXT. You know. It'd be better if it would have been here and she would have done it like that.
Is that not an NXT?
I'm just gonna do that for all stories now. I'm doing that for all
stories. Wait. No. What would have been better if Cena defeats Blake Monroe for the NXT championship for 18? That's the storyline to win number 18. Because you could just win titles anywhere and it counts.
I don't even know you even came up with that whole sentence. I don't even know that. That's the creative part that you just put that together, because I tried to picture that in my head and it said come back later.
Well, per John Cena, it's basic thugonomics, big dog. Come on, you got to learn your thugonomics, man.
There are there's a few of these y'all gonna have to retire when he does. I can't see me has to go. That is up there, and thugonomics. All of that is up there with Perk Angle. All of that we gotta let all that. Oh my God. We gotta let all that go.
Peak.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing Kane said though. Like he has always advocated to want to be in WWE, and being able to meet one of your heroes like how you just did, especially on his last leg of his like run, I think that is something dope. And then you get to meet a John Cena that's not to say that he's ever been an asshole or nothing like that, but you get to meet a John Cena that has really found a big purpose in his life and like a good mentality. Like I've watched a lot of his interviews that he's been having recently, and you can tell like he has a very different mindset, a very humbling mindset. So to be able to meet that and then knowing how important it is to somebody like her, like that's a really dope thing to have. And like Kane said, I hope every person that's inspired, not in just wrestling, but in general, like I hope when you do meet your idol, you get to meet them as you have seen them, and that they are able to appreciate and respect that and oblige to it. Like I'm saying, you ain't gotta be no craze fan, they ain't gotta go overboard, but it's like, yo, don't tarnish somebody meeting you that does look up to you. Because I've had a few that I met and I was like, ooh.
We've met some assholes. Ooh, never meet your idols, boy. Ooh,
there's a reason that statement is very true. Very fucking
right.
I'm very happy Blake Monroe got to meet John Cena, and also I got to meet Blake Monroe before she left AEW. So I actually very happy I did get to meet her. And it's always nice meeting your idols if it's not wrestling or everything else. But like, don't be a complete asshole or go crazy over them, because they are humans just like everybody else. They're humans, they're working, they have families to provide. So just make sure to be nice to them. And since we are talking about NXT, I figured we can do an NXT preview, because tomorrow night is actually the final NXT before Halloween Havoc this weekend.
You know what? I can no longer be a part of this court case after that, man. I'm gonna have to mail this off to the mayor, bro. I'm gonna have to mail this off because TK don't do it. Don't nobody else do it, man. I was campaigning for it, man. Cause like, can a brother get a NXT preview on the show, man? And look, man, Courtney, It's Stone Cold Courtney Wednesdays again. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no battle for me. There's only one true Wednesday person. I'm sorry, Mayor. She is playing the game. She knows how to play the game, and she's playing it well.
Oh, King left. Oh, well, you want to do the preview for NXT because it is the final NXT before Halloween Havoc.
Oh, okay. Let me get myself prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the NXT before Halloween Havoc. And I don't know what's happening because there's no highlights.
Oh.
I don't think that they put out the preview yet.
Oh, I thought they did.
No, the web. You know what it is? The website does not update it for some reason, and I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, like it takes forever with them. But we will be having the Halloween Havoc contract signing between Ricky Saints and Trick Williams for the NXT Championship, which will be defended at Halloween Havoc. So quick, very interesting to see what's going to happen when it comes down to this contract signing. But we also have been seeing a lot of the NXT Speed Championship being defended and talked about around So Ruka. Well, now it's time to do it for the men because we will be kicking it off with the men's speed tournament as it was announced by the general manager Ava. And the first one we will be having in the match will be what's that boy's name?
Miles Bourne.
Axiom, because I kept seeing Fraxium in my head. I was like, I know that's not it. That's the tag team. What is his name? It's going to be Axiom taking on Sean Legacy, and then we also will have Jasper Troy taking on Zachary Wentz. And each competitor are from different brands within the company. Of course, Sean Legacy isn't involved. Axiom on SmackDown, and then of course you have the NXT TNA. So we will see what will come between that championship and who will be crowned the Speed Champion as they will take on El Grande Americano. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then we also will have the TNA division champions. Leon Slater will be taking on Stax Lorenzo. We also have a tag team match with the returning OTM versus Hank and Tank. I'm very looking forward to this because, again, I want to see the tag division get built up. We're very much lacking in that when we got a lot of tag teams circling around the locker room. So hopefully this gets something brewing once again in the tag team division, and maybe even see a full OTM reunion with them two and Miss Parker. Still want to see that trio do something. So this is what's going down tomorrow on the NXT taping of CW, and of course CW doesn't allow you to watch stuff live unless you got cable. So we are still we still fighting, y'all. We still fighting to try to make CW do something. We trying.
Yeah, they really gotta fix that, man. That is
a bad choice to have NXT.
That is weird. I want to make sure I yeah, you know what? It's Nexstar. Nexstar needs to get their like stuff together. I know they're busy trying to like, you know, censor folks, but maybe you should open up. Open stuff, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie.
And another thing I want to say about Nexstar, dude.
What are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? What is happening?
Okay. I was thinking, no, my bad. Sorry, Nexstar. Nexstar's great. I love it. I wish I was a star next to Nexstar. I love Nexstar forever and ever. Go ahead, censor. I don't even like Jimmy Kimmel.
That's crazy. His whole internet fixed when he said that, though. That's wild.
Go ahead and let's go ahead and clip that.
Oh my god!
I love.
Yeah, but they doing a lot. Like, I think I went to my cousin's house to watch one at one time, and they had a commercial like, "You should join ICE to make America better." I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
they were showing that on TBS during Dynamite.
Oh my god! Hey, man! Don't put this between my wrestling.
I'm just trying to watch real grabs, dog. I'm trying to watch real grabs. You know what? No, Court, you're right. It is Aaron doing a lot of wrestestling shows. Maybe they know the people to target. And maybe I don't see it doing like NFL.
Hangman was saying something about that.
You're right. Like, it is Aaron.
and them like prop. I don't want to call it prop,
You know-
but like political commercials.
Oh, you know what? They did air that commercial. They did air that commercial, I believe, during CBS during a football game. I forget which one. It was during CBS.
Yeah.
Well, that was some BS we did see. Anyway.
Oh,
I'm
is
sorry.
he defending the title? I didn't know he was defending the title.
Who?
Leon Slater.
Leon Slater, bruv. Listen, I'm gonna need a Javon Evans, Leon Slater tag team run. It could be TNA tag titles. It could be NXT tag titles. I would prefer both of them, seeing how we saw the Hardys come in and interact. Remember, if they put it on TV, it's for a reason. And we've seen Leon Slater get his flowers from the Hardys, especially with Leon Slater having the Swanton 450 is what it is. Is that what it is? He does the Swanton 450
Something
finish?
like that.
Imagine Leon Slater doing that on Jeff for him and
plus-
Javon Evans to win the tag titles.
And plus, they got to still do it Dark State.
Nah.
You want to see? You want to see Dark State, Councilman?
If the tag team division was on fire, yes. But since it's not, do not combine them two. Let them two boys shine on their own, because I need to see Leon Slater get another singles belt, and I need Javon Evans to get a singles belt. Do not put them in the tag team.
Well, speaking of shining, we do have one of our other officials joining us on this jam-packed Monday edition of WWT Live. Our other official, our mayor, said,
Amen. He appears. I believe it.
Said.
I know what you thought. You thought you wouldn't have to face me today, right, Courtney? That's what you thought. That's what you thought. I don't
Not
care
really.
if you guys about to rap. I don't care if we about to rap. We can rap right after this, but I'm gonna say my goddamn piece.
I was preparing for the worst anyway. I kind of knew you were going to show up today.
The mayor's here every day. Let's be clear about that.
Double
headers on Monday Night Football. It can wait for Ultimo Moné. Okay, it can wait.
Hey, man.
It can wait. Not only did we break the record, we on the way to shattering the record now. There are tears falling as I speak from all the internet trolls. Tears. And you all can suck it, including you, Hickenbottom. We'll get to you later. But
boy.
There's no way that this is not the greatest exhibit of women's wrestling we have ever seen in our life. This is a global champion, uplifting brands. And I know you guys haven't seen it, but I've been putting it in the chat for the past 24 hours. All these brands are proud to call Mercedes Moné their champion. Kids are crying globally when they get to meet the CEO. Ain't nobody ever had this type of gravity. Not never.
Kane, would you like to mention what you said about this current reign? How it don't matter because the quality over quantity aspect of her in bullshit championship.
Before we get there, here's the thing: is like, unless you can quantifiably tell me, unless you can tell me that you watch these promotions before Mercedes Moné, I don't want to hear it. There's no fathomable way that you watch like Winnipeg Pro or some of these places in Scotland.
That's the point.
No. And the point is she's going to these smaller independent brands and giving them a platform and updating, because now the American fans like ourselves are like, oh, I do want to go watch this match with Jody 3. I do want to go watch these other things because I didn't know they were happening. Persephone probably had her best match of her career this past week against Mercedes Moné. Now I guarantee, similar to Stephanie, she's going to start getting looks from bigger brands like, hey, we got to bring this girl in. This is like the most selfless act we have ever seen. On top of that, she's not just wrestling at these brands. She's also doing like the contract signings, pop-ups, training at the gyms, giving back the game to all these other wrestlers just trying to make it. Like, this is the most selfless act we've seen in wrestling.
We will agree with that. That's not the problem. Okay. The issue is not the selflessness or the children crying when they saying her. You damn right. It's Mercedes Moné. We're not talking about that aspect of it. The aspect is the championships that are being won, the prestige of the championships that one wins when going on this belt collector run. Okay. If you're going to go around saying that you are the best in the world and you're going to the minor leagues, these smaller promotions, that do they get the rub or do you get the rub of collecting championships just to say that you're collecting championships? My question is, why aren't the bigger promotions in England or whatever it is in Canada? England has to be Progress, right? So where's the Mercedes Moné Rio match? Why haven't we even heard? Is Progress is like, no, you're not going to come here and big dog us. Is Mercedes able to go to these smaller companies and big dog them and say, okay, I'm going to come here because here's what I can do for your company? But is it a one match deal, two match deal? Are you going around? Are you going to drop these titles? That's the reason why I'm like, okay, it would be different if you got CMLL, bet, cool. Couldn't get it done in AEW, the one that really matters. Okay, cool. England, Progress, we haven't seen you there yet. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like my argument with it. As far as like kids screaming and crying, that's beautiful. That's wrestling, dog. That's Bret Hart giving the shades. It should be that. You know what I'm saying? It should be that. But from a storyline basis, that's what I'm talking about. We could talk all the goodwill and kids crying. You see the ticket sales and budgets. You damn right. The ticket sales and budgets should be big if Mercedes Moné going up. I'm happy you helping the business, but are you really helping advance these business storylines? Are you going to get the one-time pop and that's it? Is she going to drop these titles or is she going to forfeit them? That's going to be the real return on investment right there.
Let's compare it then. Let's talk facts. Let's compare it to boxing, because there's 4 associations in boxing. There's 4 belts that you probably don't know. There's a lot of champions we probably don't know. But once somebody collects those 4 belts and unifies, they're historic, right? So who's to say that these promotions around the world, 5-10 years from now, they can hold on to the fact that Mercedes Moné was our champion? That's the prestige this belt holds. You held the belt that Mercedes Moné once held. And they can carry that for the rest of the time their promotion is alive. That means something to me. I feel like that means something to them. That's why they're actually calling to get her to do these dates. I don't believe there's any shortage of promotions that are willing to call and ask her to be their champion. It's just a matter of time. Now, when we talk about the length of the title reigns, things like that, I mean, it doesn't take much to see what's happening here, which is why she challenged Chris Statlander. It's the fact that I can do it everywhere, and then the fall off is going to be carrying the weight of all these brands and slowly trickling these titles down so she can win the big one here. And that's what's going to really, if we want to play apples and oranges, that's what's going to be the promotion of all these brands. When she starts losing to some of these younger talents there, whether it's from cheating or being costed by Chris Statlander or whoever, when she starts dropping these belts little by little, that's the payoff. And you can't tell me there's another women's wrestler whose ego is that tempered that is willing to do that, to just elevate women's wrestling as a whole. Because that's what we're going to see over the next year. Like Courtney alluded to earlier, she already has started to change up some of her flow in her matches where I got to do more heel tax to win. I got to cheat to win.
She did. She's starting to do that. I got to cheat to win. And that's just to uphold this grandeur of being 11, 10, 12 belts Moné. But you want the AEW championship. So the sacrifice has to be somewhere. And it's going to be slowly realizing that I'm losing my grip on the world. You know what? Then I'm going to get back to basics and get back to brass tacks and focus in on the big belt, so to speak. Like
that was my only hiccup about this run anyway. With her losing at All In, why hasn't she just continued to lose? If she lost the big one, me and you, Toni Storm, I got all of these belts and I'm getting yours. But she didn't get Toni Storm's title. And it just felt like, LOL, JK, I'm going to go back to winning championships elsewhere then. Like, it didn't bother me. The fall off should be happening now, in my opinion. You lost the big one. So you just shrug it off and just continue about your day. She's won, 3 new titles, I believe, since?
Yes.
Losing
because we're circling back.
4.
We're circling back. That's why she said, Christelle, I'm going to take something you love. And when she can't do it, but she's doing everything else here, it's a trickle-down effect of, damn, am I putting too much focus over here? And then I'm going to start losing my grip over here.
So does Toni Storm come back then? Because that's the one she lost to.
That's
who she lost to. She lost to Toni Storm.
He doesn't need to go for the belt.
She made Toni a bigger star by dropping in that match than anything. She established Toni Storm as staying power, like the top star in that brand with her already being a full title run.
Tony
can
Storm,
do what-
bigger
Tony can do
Tony
whatever she
Storm,
wants.
the bigger star who lost her next 2 matches, who lost her championship immediately right after in the 4-way, and then lost 1-on-1 to the champion. That's who she got over.
Yes, because Mercedes was undefeated. Yes,
Tony Storm was over before Mercedes even showed up to the company.
What kind of over though? You're facing the global champion that's undefeated all over the world. That's a big rub. The person who was a bigger star in WWE than you were as well. Let's be clear about that.
Exactly.
Okay, but we're talking AEW. And the thing about it should have been, if we're going to go with that angle, then go with that angle then. If I am the biggest star, then yes, I'm going to beat you, Tony Storm, and continue my belt collecting. So I feel like
we're
it's
missing
been
the selflessness there and saying
like,
I'll drop my first one. That's the selflessness. I'm going to make a star here by drop. Same thing with Chris, because I don't think she's going to beat Chris. He's like, I'm going to elevate this division by losing here too. Now I'm telling the story that I can't win the big belt. I'm great everywhere, but I'm great here too. But I can't win the big belt.
I ain't got shit right at home. Everything I talk shit, but when I go home, it's dysfunction.
She's the longest TBS champion. That's her accolade.
Which we know was only done to spite Jade. Is only done to spite Jade.
See, that's what you're throwing.
That's crazy.
Now you're doing that. That's not what that's risky.
She's not a bigger star than Jade now?
Adding stuff into it.
She's a bigger star than Jade. That's ordained. Like that has to happen. Yes, you can tie it to it. Yeah, but I felt like that was more because we didn't know what to do with Jade because we didn't want Jade to wash the main event scene either. That's an indictment on Tony, but not Mercedes.
Well, we gonna see. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, and he gave you a story of how it goes. So again, are we still hating?
Nobody's hating on it. I said a similar thing before Mary got on. I said a similar thing. I said at some point you're going to have to drop these, but it's how and the rub happens. But ultimately, though, the storyline for me just don't hit as hard as it should because she didn't win the big one.
But when she drops all of these and wins the big one in like Wembley or wherever we're at next year, it's going to be a bigger moment.
It is.
It's going to show that I had to really lose in order to win.
And then come back up. You got to see the downfall.
Which is
why I'm saying, why couldn't that be happening now, though? That's the only thing I'm
because again, now you build up the AEW's women's championship. And I'm not saying no woman has done that. I'm saying as far as a company of AEW who has 1,300 belts, this is how you make it important. This is how you decide.
Well, why wouldn't the women's champion do that?
You're not saying it, but I'm just saying Councilman Mercedes is the tide that raises all ships. We're seeing this across the world here. It's undeniable. It's like
why not put the title on her then now, and she could be AEW Women's World Champion, still doing all of this
because
she can still be doing this as champion.
You don't need it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Look what you're building. Like, look how big of a star Tony is. Look how big of a star Mariah May is now. Mariah May is in WWE. Chris Statlander,
that's because of each other. Tony,
I think we can make the same argument with Becky Lynch. She don't need the world title to elevate the rest of the brand and elevate other women. It's the same thing.
But she's been champion already, though. She's been the world champion. So
Mercedes has been champion everywhere else too.
Yeah, no, I'm talking AEW, all Elite Wrestling.
Okay,
she's never.
All Elite Wrestling has only been around for like 5-6 years. Mercedes has had a career longer than AEW's existence. That don't really matter.
She headlined WrestleMania, the biggest wrestling promotion.
Yes, but the one shot. Okay, let's do that then. The one shot that Mercedes Moné got, she didn't win. The one shot the WrestleMania main eventer and Bryan Danielson got, he wins it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like. And then that raises, okay, so who's going to dethrone a guy that main evented WrestleMania? Why couldn't it be for Mercedes? Well, who's going to dethrone the woman who main evented WrestleMania in the first, singles match, right? The first ever singles match at WrestleMania, because Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda Woods was a 3-way. That's even bigger for her to be women to run around like, big thing swinging. So I just feel like the execution, I think we're going to get to where we're going to get to. I'm just kind of on the execution of it. That's
but the story you're even putting, that's what becomes because then you do it where she's champ, let's say, and then you're now putting all of these people against her that's not winning. And right now in this women division, a lot of them can't afford to have that right now. where they're at right now is building incredibly. Like look at what we've talked about, how we've been so upset that a lot of these women's matches have not been the main event. Like Tony and Mariah should have closed the show at these PLEs. We're now looking at even at Chris Statlander like, yo, y'all need to be letting these girls main event PLEs and have more matches than some of the men. That's what this side is needed for. What she's doing is bringing the rest of the world around. You don't need the AEW championship to do that. That's why it tells a better story of, am I spreading myself too thin to where I really need to get back so I can take the big one? But as that's going on, look how many stars are being built, bro. Like Chris Statlander being champion is incredible because again, this one I'm only going to speak for myself. I didn't picture her being champion. But after I saw her wrestle Mercedes, I was like, yo, this Chris chick is dope. And I started watching her more and more. Yeah, I joke about, hey, thanks to Mercedes and stuff like that. But that is what got my eyes onto Chris.
You're like it with the best friends. You wasn't a best friend Statlander guy when she was feuding with Willow and all of that too. Like not.
I think the beauty and everything with Tony's loss or Tony's win is that you're showing that Mercedes is human, and I think you're going to be able to do that again with Chris because the first thing Mercedes said is, "Hey, I beat you before. You an easy lick. I'm gonna take your belt." And then when she doesn't do it, now you're falling back into like she's beatable. She's human.
Yep. If you can punch God and make him bleed, people will cease to believe in him. Now you're going to see the fall.
If she's beatable and human, then how does she keep winning titles then? She should now be losing the titles. That's what I'm saying. And then when she said I've lost all my titles. No, I'm saying with her losing the AEW Women's Championship match, she shouldn't be winning any more titles. It should just be her going on a Baron Corbin climb. She lost the big one.
There's no correlation with these promotions and like the second or third biggest in the world. There's no correlation with those.
No,
that's not about to go lose some like upstart in an indie promotion overseas. That makes no sense. Not at least on the first go around.
That's like you saying if Cody loses the WWE Championship, he should not win the US title.
But Cody's gimmicks are the bet collector, best in the world. Mercedes' gimmick right now is I'm multiple belts Moné, and I'm going around winning all these titles. But like I said, again, the one title that means the most, you didn't win. So that should send you in depression. It shouldn't be a LOL, I lost. I guess I'm going to go somewhere else.
It has.
I'm going to go to Western Canada. I'm going to go to Western Canada and beat up Jody Threat for the
WWE. It literally has.
Make up for the fact.
Losing the New Japan Strong Women's title rubbed her wrong because she wasn't pinned. She showed that. Winning this title over the weekend, she had to cheat to win. She's showing that she's losing her grip on everything. She's actually emoting. Like I give AEW a lot of flack for the lack of storytelling, but like in ring, they do a good job with her. She's showing a good job of like, damn, her emotion is like, can I still do it? I still got it?
It's desperation.
It's not the same as just like, yo, she come in there and wash these people. It's not. That's why I even say with that Chris Statlander match, she had to bite her to win. Like that wasn't a clean victory the second time they went around. So there's also that storytelling that's being put in. Like, hey, the last time you faced her, you had to cheat to win. So now in this match, when Chris Statlander beat her, sends it even more into it.
So are we going to see Red Velvet versus Mercedes Moné on ROH television?
Depends on how long it takes for Red Velvet.
I guess, right? Because they got to unify the title.
It depends on how long it takes for her to get back, but then also too, that's Tony with that promotion. Does he pull that? Because we've been said before, Athena should be defending her title on AEW, and that don't happen.
How much better would it be if Mercedes Moné was ROH Women's Champion, World Women's Champion? I'll shut up. You have nothing for me. It's World Champion, but interim TV champion. Come on, fam.
Again. So, but the person who is Ring of Honor champion, has she ever been the WWE Women's Champion? Has she ever been the SmackDown?
We're not talking about previous promotions. We're talking about now AEW. We're talking about AEW ROH.
That girl has been at the top of the wrestling mountain of the women's division. This girl is one of the 4 horsewomen. Bro, you can't deny she's already.
That, but that's not the argument. The argument is if she is at that top 10, why are you fighting for the ROH interim women's television championship then? That's the point.
So I pose it with another question. Why does she have to go?
No. That's
I'm answering your question with a question. Why does she have to go after the ROH women's title to prove that she's the best? We know people who have never won.
Because that's the top title of the company.
That's fine.
And if you top shit, that's the company you got to go. Not the interim women's television title.
You telling me 12 belts don't make you top? You telling me when it's 12?
The level of the belts, 12. It's not 12 world championships.
That's not what she said. She was
people talk about Dragon and Dragon and Omega. They try to compare that. Those were world championships or top of the division.
Dragon wasn't no world champ. I don't think. No, he wasn't. Dragon wasn't
or top of with the J Crown. It was the unification of the divisions.
And that was a minor. That was a minor divisions. That was minor divisions.
No. Top of the divisions.
You can Google that.
No, American wrestling only has the heavyweight as the number one. But like in Mexico, the light heavyweight is the top shit. In most companies, like the lighter heavy is in divisions. So it's not a crew, it's not a TV or in it, whatever. It's the heavyweight division, the light heavyweight division, cruiserweight, whatever you call it. There's divisions, and you're the divisions champions. It's more like boxing style, where you're the champion of that division. So Dragon was running around with those. He was like that guy. That's why he did the money spread, like with the titles.
So Mercedes is not that girl because it's not world title.
Because it's not the top titles. It's impressive, yes, but how much better, how much harder would it hit if it was the world championships? Look, I'll take 4 world championships over 12 just random indie promotion bucks, because it just looks like gluttony. It looks like the promoters are marks and just doing whatever. So
it's always gonna be the same asterisk like y'all do with LeBron. It ain't 6 rings.
I don't asterisk LeBron. No,
I'm saying you the same for basketball fan. It's always he'll never be the greatest if he don't get 6 rings. It's always an asterisk.
It's not an asterisk. It's a valid argument. It's a valid argument, you know. Because
everything else has broken every other record that he's done. I'm not gonna go too far in it because I don't know sports like that. But with everything else that's been done, it's always gonna be here's the asterisk when it comes to people being the GOAT. Same thing they do with Floyd Mayweather. Oh, it's cool he got 51 wins, but it'd have been better if it was 51 knockouts. It's like, there's no pleasing
knockouts. It's who he fought. It's some of the tomato cans.
Some of the stuff that was
I know it's not me. I know what you're saying. But for the sake of argument, you know, it's just about. I think it's about the Mercedes opponents. I think it's about the company she's doing it in. Oh shit, hell yeah, Mercedes, way to shut up John Laurinaitis to them. Get your money, shouty. I was excited when the possibilities of her showing up at Wrestle Kingdom. I said right here on this show, and everybody laughed at me. I was like, we're going to see Mercedes Moné in New Japan. It's happening. It was like, oh, it would never. Oh, it will happen. I told Professor. I told TK. I told Blue. I was like, she's happening. So I'm behind Mercedes. I just wish the presentation of the belt collector thing was a little better. That's it. But again, we still got time.
We got it.
Well, not for the show. But
did you just say that Floyd fought tomato cans?
Some of them. He ain't fight Pacquiao when Pacquiao was
You hear that right? You hear what
there's not enough time.
I ain't saying all of them with tomato cans.
We got to revisit this. There's not enough time.
All right.
There's not enough time. Jump back there.
Now, Oscar De La Hoya, he felt like
Andre Berto. Remember when he fought like Victor Ortiz?
He fought world champions.
Victor Ortiz. Was Victor Ortiz supposed to be having this motherfucking fight again? Ain't Victor Ortiz the one that blew him the kiss and got knocked out?
More world champions than anybody else. Like that's
Victor Ortiz getting knocked out.
I told you, bro. That's all like, yo. There's no pleasing it when it comes to somebody being great.
Bookie. I love Mercedes Moné.
This is not a boxing podcast. We're gonna have to rap about that.
That's coming. And that's gonna be the new podcast with the boxing podcast.
But yeah, can we? Are we supposed to talk about Wrestle Dream? Because I don't want to cut it off without at least speaking about Wrestle Dream.
We are going to talk about Wrestle Dream because I'm just going to go through a lot of main highlights for Wrestle Dream that happened. Just a quick over, the return of Jurassic Express defeated the Young Bucks in a 500K match. Obviously, Kenny Omega came out to help them out with members of the Don Callis family ambushing, but congratulations to Jurassic Express on their first pay-per-view match, returning and also winning the 500K. Very curious on what they're going to do with the money. And we also had a bet. I know the money. What are they going to do? What is Jurassic Express going to do with the money?
A lot of puppy chow. A lot of puppy chow for Luchasaurus.
Oh, my God. Well, we had a hard-fitting match between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship match. It was a hard-fitting match between both of them. They really delivered. But still champion is the proto-style Kyle Fletcher. And I could care less about Don Callis because he's nothing. But anyways, we had the AEW tag team titles. We had Brodino taking on the unusual team of Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. It was a very hard-fitting match. It was one of the best matches of the night, and happy to see the both of them. Shocking turn of events. Brodino retained, and Bandino gave Kazuchika Okada his first pinfall loss since he's been in AEW, and he does get a shot on Wednesday for the AEW Unification Championship match against Okada. So shout outs to Brodino on retaining. And we talked about this too. Chris Statlander and Toni Storm, definitely in a hard-hitting match. Chris Statlander retained her women's title. It was a hard-fitting match. Thought Wheeler Yuta was going to be involved, but happily he stayed away. But congratulations to Chris Statlander. Yeah, congratulations to Chris Statlander on retaining the AEW women's title. And we also did have a women's match between Jamie Hayter and the Toxic Spider Tekla. And this is one-on-one. There was no championship matches involved, and this has been an ongoing conversation. So I'm happy both of these ladies delivered. But the winner of the match was Jamie Hayter. And this is going to lead into blood and guts on the women's side. And we did see Queen Amanada and Jamie Hayter celebrating. So hopefully during Dynamite, we should know who is going to be on what side for the women's blood and guts.
Fire match.
Should have been Tekla. Should have been Tekla. Tekla should have went over.
I know. And we also got to see the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Hangman Adam Page taking on Samoa Joe. This was a banger of a match between these two strangers. These guys are no strangers to each other. It was a hard-hitting match. But your winner and still champion is Hangman Adam Page. And shockingly enough, the Ops turned on Hangman Adam Page, turning them heel because obviously they will be facing off against the Hurt Syndicate on Wednesday after the Hurt Syndicate pulled off a hard-fought victory against Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. So they get an opportunity for the Trios title, the Hurt Syndicate against the Ops on Dynamite on Wednesday. And then, of course, we had the main event, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley in an I Quit match. It was brutal. It pretty much everything that you needed. It was a year in the making for both stories, and we saw the return of Sting for an appearance. Always happy to see Sting, but you know, even though he's retired, he can make appearances. But happy to see Sting helping his friend Darby Allin out, and of course, yes, it's Sting. And Darby Allin, as you see, putting in the submission hold famous by Sting. And the winner of this match was Darby Allin, who, by the way, picked up his first pinfall victory against Jon Moxley at Wrestle Dream. And that pretty much wrapped up Wrestle Dream in St. Louis. And it was a lot of surprises. And just wanted to give you guys' thoughts on overall on Wrestle Dream and what match did you enjoy watching?
Man, that was a lot of matches.
It was.
I think Wrestle Dream, like that footage right there is from 30 minutes ago. Wrestle Dream just ended.
Like, is it like what would you compare Wrestle Dream to as far as like the PLEs or WWE as far as importance? Like, is this one of like the big four?
Well, it's crazy.
It's new, so
it's new because it started 2 years ago because it was originally in tribute to Antonio Inoki, and he was one of the people from New Japan. So this was actually a new pay-per-view they started, but of course, like, their big ones is obviously Double or Nothing, Revolution, Full Gear,
all right, we need to drop some of these matches. 13 was like All In did it right with the number of matches they had, but for some reason this one felt long.
It was supposed to be
That's
8.
good.
It was supposed to be 8 matches on the card.
That's a good number. That's a good number. Like, because
I mean, there was only one under 15 minutes, I believe I saw, right? I think Hurt Syndicate was the only one that was under 13, under 15, but all the other matches were 15 minutes or more.
No, FTR's was, and the Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale was. Those were 12 minutes. And then
was the pre-show. I'm talking about like on the main card.
Oh, main card, yeah.
Yeah, everything was like, yeah. Even though it was cool that FTR and Just Be bled over. Big pop for that.
Yeah.
Big WCW Monday Nitro pop into the next hour when the fireworks go off and they be wrestling.
Like during
Big
the
pop
match,
for
they
that.
had to just
Love
be
that.
like, okay, act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, and that shit was happening. And they're fucking just throwing haymakers as the fireworks are going off. Big pop. I was like, oh, we're in our second hour in WCW Nitro. Big pop for that. I love what Jamie Hayter and Tekla's doing. Little concerned about Queen Aminata because wasn't Tekla kind of like her biggest op? So I don't know if Aminata's injured at the moment or something, but it seems like Jamie Hayter kind of stepped in and took that. But Tekla's going to be a champion in 2026. TBS champion, or maybe within these tag team brackets that we're going to talk about. But I'm really excited about Tekla. I love Tekla. I love her presentation. I love her moveset. I like everything about her. So really excited about what Tekla's going to do in 2026 for AEW.
Tekla, if you start collecting belts, make sure you win the AEW Women's Champion first.
The first one.
So it matters. So you'll run
the first one. Yes.
Sure it matters.
You're starting to get it. You're starting to get it, Councilman.
I will never get it. I will never get your logic on that.
Oh,
I do agree wholeheartedly with you with the Jamie Hayter and Tekla match. That was my favorite one. Them two.
Yeah.
That was chef's kiss right there. No notes.
And people were barred from ringside too. So I'm happy they kind of put that stipulation in there.
I wanted to like the Hangman Adam Page match, but I just can't support Hangman Adam Page. Sounds racist. Just can't support it. Just can't do it. And he lit a black man house on fire. Can't support it.
He blew that shit. Yeah.
Can't support it. I'm just like, I don't know if this is storyline or this is you acting out some fantasies you've always wanted to do, but don't like his energy. His energy rubbed it the wrong way. I'm glad the ops beat you up. And I'm glad Hobbs disrespected you a little bit. Just take the Hangman part. I feel like if you just went by Adam Page, I might get with this. I might get with this. Yeah, it's that Hangman part. I'm not doing. But overall, Wrestle Dream, I think, did what it was supposed to do. I think it did. It gave everything we needed it to give. Just a little long for me. That was it.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be 8 matches, but I was happy to see 1-1 with Jamie Hayter. I've been a supporter of Jamie Hayter since I started watching, so I'm very happy to see that. Obviously, Chris Statlander and Tony, they did deliver a good match, but also for anybody that's going to whine on me on Saturday, Tony's going to be fine. I ain't worried about it. She's going to be fine. I'm not worried about it.
I mean, where does Tony Storm go from here?
Wherever she wants.
She does to do whatever she wants. She's free from the belt. She doesn't have to do it. She doesn't have to force herself.
I mean, at this point, is she out of the Women's World Championship picture?
I think she should be out of it.
The picture, because my fear was it's going to be a Charlotte Flair thing where you kind of don't know what Charlotte does when she's not going for a championship or being champion. Now she's tag champion with Alexa, so that kind of was able to get everything straight with the are they friends, not friends thing. But that's kind of my concern for Tony is we've only kind of seen her in the title picture for the last 2 years, so this will be the first time without her.
But Tony got such an over personality that I think no matter she pairs up with as far as a rivalry is concerned, it's just going to start elevating the women's division. So it's like if you decide to go out to somebody else that doesn't have a title, it isn't like it's not going to still be a banging match that she's going to put on. It's not like the promo she's going to put on. It's not going to be fire. She's a wanted commodity right now. So it's just just put her on television and let her do her thing. I think she's worked herself up to be able to do that. And I think that's the one thing that people that Charlotte Flair didn't get a chance to do, because Charlotte Flair is a great in-ring performer, but personality-wise, they never gave her a chance to really develop that.
Do we see Toni Storm enter the tag tournament? Maybe.
I'm sure with Mia Shirakawa.
Yeah,
I'm sure both of them will do it. Yeah, but what's their faces need to win that? Anna Jay and
Ty,
they need to win. They do not become the inaugural women's tag team champions. Tony, you have dropped the ball.
Why did we even JAS? Why even JAS?
Why even? Yeah, if they do not win those belts, y'all have lost the plot.
They're making a case. They are making a strong case, but
no, I knew them. I knew about them before really watching AEW. Remember, those were the two I did used to look at.
Not wrestle. Look at.
Hey man, you know I'm looking. Don't do that.
He said, I said what I said. Me too.
Don't show the picture of the plot. Just know I'm here for the plot.
No, for the plot.
Well,
no good storylines.
Well, it's usually this time where we're going to get out of here because we got to get ready for Monday Night Raw, which is on shortly for Netflix. And this is the time where we tell people where they could find us. So I will start with Will. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Councilman Moné, supporting her theoretically across all of social media and addressing the haters that continue to try to knock her down for all of her greatness, but they didn't do it for Ultimo Dragon Kenny or Austin Aries. And I love right in the comments like that. That's how they do after I say, just say you don't support black women, and then that's the sound that they veer off
on a Kawasaki.
Yeah, they sped off because they ain't got nothing else to say. It's greatness over here. That's all I can say. And we will be back Thursday with Kayfabe Podcast.
Said, where can the people find you?
You can't find me. I don't want your follows. I'm busy doing real shit. But I will say this before I leave. Here's why this belt collector reign is more prominent than anything else we've ever seen. And Mr. Perry of the Wrestling Club put this so eloquently that Ultimo Dragon won all his belts at one time. Mercedes has traveled the globe and won each belt individually from these promotions. So it should be held in higher regard. And I agree with that. The fact that she's not only upgrading these promotions, meeting fans around the world, but she's doing this with travel. I don't think this is even in conjunction with her actual AEW travel schedule. She's just doing this. So before you go online and cry about, oh, she's winning women's wrestling, I should play the clip. All this other shit that I see every single day. It's like, do your research. Because it sounds like you just don't like women. That's what it sounds like.
Kane, where can the people find you?
Damn, they said she's trying to John Cena heel turn ruin it. That's a little much. Yeah. As you could tell, I love Mercedes. To hell with BMW. To hell with Audi, all the German cars. If it ain't Mercedes, I don't want it. Hashtag Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Moné, all in 2026 Wembley. I need that match for the AEW Women's World Championship. I need it in my soul. I need it like I need to shut up and continue to say this. I'm at Kane McCoy. If anybody works at Twitter, X, anything like that, I'm just trying to get my Twitter account back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like locked out. Them tweets got me in trouble. I put the watermelon and the flag and talking about stuff and anarchy and all that. So it kind of got me. I'm sure that's what it is.
That's the platform that kicked you off of that?
Yeah. I should have got a like Nazi tattoo or something that would have kept me.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's all the stuff I've seen on Twitter. That's what got you.
Yeah. I should have made an AI of Adolf Hitler dunking on Kobe or something. That would have got me a check probably or something.
There's an AI that I saw where they made 9/11 a roller coaster ride. I was like, y'all are going too far with AI. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing way too much right now.
Should have never gave you Negroes computers.
Bro, I don't even want to blame us. That ain't
Yeah, I'm about to
us.
say it's not even us. Don't that ain't us. Yeah, you're right.
That ain't us. Nah.
Negroes in a non-melanated way. The non-melanated ones.
Well,
Anyway.
The people can always find me chirping periodically on WWT Live as much as I can. I don't even care. Wednesdays is Timeless Elite Wednesdays. I really don't care. It's my watch along, and you're not going to deal with a pissed off Dolphins fan whose tag team is pretty much dumpster fire. You ain't dealing with a pissed off fan. Because
you've had a tough 24 hours, 48 hours.
I know my team stinks, but I don't care.
You've had a tough 24 hours. Don't bring up football on this platform.
Yeah, I know. Me and Mary kind of going through it, but we're all going through it. But at least we only one game under 500.
I wouldn't know.
I would not know, but yeah, Wednesdays are
national champions thanks to me. That's all I'm.
But Wednesdays are Timeless Elite Wednesdays because you get to spend Wednesdays with me, the fallout from Wrestle Dream, and as we shift gears because we're on the road to Full Gear in Jersey next month. So lots is happening there. You can also follow me on my socials on @CourtneyNJ11. I do have some content happening. Please check out the interview I did with Georgia Smith, the daughter of the British Bulldog from Wrestling 90s Con. It was a really great interview with her. Feel free to check out that. And also, I do have some content happening in the coming weeks leading up to Full Gear, so feel free to check out that. But definitely want to shout out to everybody in the chat who been with us on this Monday edition. From Boza, Cousin Ron, we did see Honey in the chat. Christopher, our producer from the future, Dylan, was on there. Jeffrey, Sindel, all of you have been joining and supporting us on Women's Wrestling Talk, and do want to thank all of your support. And thank you for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one.
Hold up, because we forgot to thank one person. Shout out to Courtney, because Courtney be holding this shit down.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. Like it don't get said enough. Shout out to Courtney, bro, for getting these stories ready, getting the presentations ready, and carrying this thing through when TK not here or we not able to make it, yo. Like, you are definitely appreciated, and like, we may not say it enough, but we're gonna make sure to try to like keep giving you your flowers. So shout out to Courtney for always holding.
Courtney, you are world champion in multiple promotions, no matter the size, the length, how long it's been around. You are the top. You the top. It's you.
Just make sure you get on Busted Open so all of it count. You got to be major.
Not just on these podcasts. It can't be these ones. Yeah,
you
has to be
big ones.
It has to be Busted Open and cheap heat and all that. Yeah.
But the mayor sends you virtual flowers every day of the week except Wednesdays. And that's all I gotta say about that. Every day except Wednesdays, because the people have spoken, and your time will come.
The people have spoken because they gave me their opinion on why they should have Timeless Elite Wednesday. They gave me their opinion last week. The people.
What's Wednesday? 22nd?
No, last week.
No, that's Wednesday. That's the 22nd, 2 days from now? Because I think I got time.
No.
I got time today, cuz.
And I shouldn't because your Commanders play my Dolphins in Spain, but
you better watch it. You think I'm unbearable right now?
We were already sucked, so it's like I don't even care.
It's a class trip. How much are tickets for that? We should
first game in Madrid. Listen,
we already stink.
That might be our next win. The way we looking, might not win until that.
For like 3 weeks.
Well, it's time for us to get out of here because we got to get ready for Monday Night Raw as they continue their California tour in between this week and next week. But thank you for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.